Oh, good God. I was doing some stuff earlier and I had muted the mic. I'm sorry. Hello, Gun Nation. How's everyone doing? I'll do that again. We had reloading from the Hot Pot, Mike High, CZ Shadow 2. Sorry about that, everyone. Casey Dolph, Milkman, Guy Comet, Turbo Paw, Scott 79, uh, A Dubs, MZTM. All right. Sorry about that. I had actually muted it because I had I was doing some stuff and I was yelling at somebody on the phone and I didn't, just in case something went weird. I didn't want anybody to hear what I was yelling about. So I should have looked up there and seen the mute button. Um, yeah, I'm in East Texas this week. I was in Longview Monday night, Tuesday night. Tonight I'm in Tyler, Texas. So seeing my peeps up here. Hello, Tony Jones. How are you, sir? Thought it was the big screen. Sorry about that. Hello, Redbird. How are you? All right. Don't know if y'all heard, but supposedly no more mask on planes now, and that's good. Um, shouldn't have had to anyway, because that is the best filtered air that no one knows about. Um, I was in aviation for a long time, and they recycle that shit more than anything else. Hello, Chris. How are you, man? Rodama. Hello. Let's see here. What do you think of the new HoloSun optics? You going to purchase any, or are you talking about the new which exact HoloSun? I know they've got the new squared red dot. What is it, the MSS or something like that? And I actually looked through it, and seems pretty nice. Inside the store, I was cranking up the volume, or excuse me, cranking up the brightness on it, and I couldn't get it super bright. Now, of course, that was inside of a store, so maybe it's better outside, but. Um, yeah, let me know if you're talking about a specific optic. I know they have kind of that round one. Well, Primary Arms has that one coming out, and I don't even know if it's made by HoloSun. Might not be. Um, but yeah, no mask on planes supposedly now, so that's a good thing. Um, and I did actually get to see, and I'll show you a picture of it because I took one. I just haven't posted it because I was going to save it for the chat. Um, I did get to put my hands on this today. I don't know how well you can see it. That is the new Bull Armory Axe, AXE. It's kind of like a Glock 19. Um, and I did get to put my hand on it. It is called the Bull Axe Tomahawk. So it's got pretty good serrations if you're into the Glock clone type guns. Um, feels pretty good in the hand, however, not my hand. I could only get, of course, that's my trigger finger, so I had it going down the side of the gun. I could only get 2 fingers on it with my hands. Um, somebody else is probably going to be fine, but the pinky was a dangler, and it does have kind of a unique grip on the side. It's almost kind of like a 1911 thumb rest, kind of protrudes out a little bit. Not monsterly, but it was kind of a comfortable grip. The trigger's not bad. It kind of reminded me of it's kind of a flattish trigger, but it reminded me, what the hell is the name of that? Of course, not Apex. God dang it. I said it earlier. I'll think about it in a minute, but it felt pretty decent for the factory trigger. The thing that, and it is milled for an RMR, the thing that was really ridiculous is the sights. It has, just normal small sights, but the dots on them, I mean, they're huge. They look like pencil erasers, big white dots. It's got a big white front one, and the 2 back ones are huge. I mean, they're all the same size. There's not smaller in the back, bigger in the front, to throw your eye to it if you're going to shoot it with irons. But the sights suck. But other than that, on the price, it was $900, $899. Um, but whatever. I mean, if you're looking at something like that. Hello, Floridian. How are you? EDP. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're talking about the one that has the battery built in it. I think that's the one you're talking about. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. You don't have to replace the batteries. It seems like it's pretty bright if that's the one we're talking about, where it goes direct on the MOS for the Glocks. And supposedly they're going to make one for SIG where it just goes straight on. I mean, they're going to have like different ones where you don't have to use plates, supposedly. But I think anything that you can get out there and knock on wood, I mean, I haven't had any problems with any of my Hollow Suns yet. And I've got some old Hollow Suns. Had it for like 2 or 3 years and changed batteries in them and all that good stuff, and no problems with them. Even the bottom loading batteries. Uh, since then, I've went through 2 Delta Point Pros and 1 SRO, but still no Hollow Suns. I'm not saying they're the best thing since sliced bread, but A-dubs, yes, it is it looks like an Overwatch precision trigger. However, they're made overseas, or and so I don't think it's an Overwatch brand, but it sure looks like it. All right, CZ Shadow 2 is saying, question: if you were going to spend $2,000 on a Daniel Defense, would you purchase a rifle or a pistol? I am worried about a $200 tax stamp in the future. I would get whatever you're comfortable with. And like I said, people can do what they want to do. Even if they come out with something stupid, it's up to you to do what you want to do. Um, and I mean, I've shot them before, but even on a pistol, if you were to take the brace off or whatever, and you put a single point sling on and you pushed it out and kind of locked your elbows like you would shoot a regular pistol, or not really locked your elbows, but you know what I mean, held it out like that, but you had a strap around your neck. You can actually brace that sucker pretty well with just a strap. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. But I mean, if we just keep folding like lawn chairs and giving up our rights and letting them railroad over us, I mean, it's all about the money. It's all about the power. And I'm just sick of this shit. I'm too old for that crap. So it's up to you what you want to do. Yeah, but what I was saying with this, I would rather have the blacked out, even though they wouldn't, because it didn't look like it was milled real low. So even if you put an optic on it, I don't think they would co-witness. They didn't look like they would, but they just look. It just throws the whole look of that gun off. And if you're going to have, here's the way I look at it: you could black out the rear and have a big white up front, so it's kind of like a big dot. But to have 3 huge dots exactly the same size, that's a no-go in my book. You could always black out the rear sights. You could just put black paint pen on it or whatever, but not my gig. What's up, Bald and Curious? How are you, man? Let's see here. Hello, Dennis Buckner. How are you? Yeah, 3 white dots the size of pencil erasers is ridiculous. These are the biggest, round, weird-looking dots I've ever seen in my life. But I mean, I think Bull's going to sell them. But that was the first time I had actually seen one in person. I've only seen them in pictures, and I think the Tomahawk is their highest one. I think they had different grades. It's kind of cool, and you can see a little bit of the barrel sticking out, but I thought it was pretty cool. Saw something pretty crazy today. A guy had bought a brand new John Deere riding lawnmower. It even had like the stickers on it. I guess I don't know where he bought it, but had a little sign with 2 little arms sticking up, like, hey, buy me, one of those little talking about features and benefits and things like that. Had it in the back of his Chevy truck, and he didn't have it tied down. So when he hit the brakes, you would see the riding lawnmower just banging back and forth. And anyway, he went to take off from a stop sign or a stoplight, and the lawnmower came back, hit the tailgate, knocked the tailgate down. I guess he didn't have it locked good, or the latches were jacked up. And it wasn't that old of a pickup truck. And the brand new lawnmower went out and took a nosedive. So I'm like, I wouldn't want the thing bucking back and forth. I mean, God, that's what they make tie downs for, or rope, or freaking bungee cords, or whatever. But that was crazy. So brand new lawnmower bit the dust. He bent, or looked like the lowering deck. It bent the lowering deck, I guess, when it came out of the truck, and it cracked the front fairing on it. So that's pretty crazy. But you know, some people tie shit down, some people don't. Hey, Brandley, how are you, man? How often do you practice moving and shooting, or even shoot competition? I shot competition in the past. I haven't shot it recently, or actually in quite a while, to be honest with you. The last time I shot outdoors was probably, man, probably 7 months ago, and we were moving and shooting and doing stuff like that. I don't get to do it near enough. I'm kind of where I am. My closest outdoor range, real outdoor range, is an hour and 15 minutes away one way. And so I do go up to Texas Gun Experience a lot. They don't really, you can't really move around like you're in your little lane. I do get to go into I go to the VIP and everything, so it's less traffic. However, there's been a lot of traffic in it, just depending on where you go or what time you go. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, Rodema. I said they're probably trying to compete with Shadow Systems. And of course, I would purchase, if I were looking for a Glock clone, I would purchase a Shadow System, since they're, made in Texas, out of Plano, Texas, which is not far from me at all. But yeah, but like I said, it looks like a nice gun if somebody's wanting it. I do kind of like the grip. It's just not long enough, but maybe they'll come out with a longer version. This is the Glock 19 size. Also, 9mm ammo. I was going to ask y'all about it. What's your average price where y'all are? Here it's averaging, even for like just basic inexpensive ammo that used to be like $14, it's now $22, $22 to $24 just for range ammo. And that's pretty much all around my area, not at gun stores, but I'm talking even like Academy, Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's. We're not I'm not seeing any great deals. Actually online is cheaper. Of course, maybe if you add shipping and all that other stuff, it could be more, but I haven't bought any in a long time because I haven't needed it. But what are y'all seeing? I'm seeing $22 to $24 for a box of 50 just FMJs. $19.99 for 50 white box FMJ. Okay. Chris is seeing $17.99 for Blazer. That's not bad. $19 for 50. 31 to 34 shipped. Yeah. There are closer outdoor ranges, Big J. Garland and the one by Texas Motor Speedway, ETTS, is what I'm guessing you quoted, the hour drive. ETTS for me is an hour and 15 minutes. The one closer, there is one, it's called Quail Creek, I believe, and it's not that far from me, but it freaking sucks. And the little range marshals are idiots. I'm just, and if anybody likes that place, cool for you, but they won't let me shoot like I want to shoot. So I would rather just not go there. I've had a bunch of them rip my ass before just because I fire fast shots. And I just don't, screw that. I don't need that shit. So yeah, the good one is ETTS. They closed down the other one that I used to go to. And it wasn't that it was close, but it was cool. They had a lot of long distance stuff, and you could get your own bays, but they closed it down. Target Sports, 124 grain for $15.99. That's really good. $15.99 for your range members. Hello, Lynn Holt. How are you? 17 and 19. Big J bought 50 rounds, round box at Academy of CCI Blazer, 124 for $17.99. Yeah, I'm just not seeing there. Maybe they're just out of it. at the ones I go to. And like I said, it's not that I need it. I'm just trying to get average pricing and see. Yep. Brandley is agreeing. Yep. Quail Creek sucks. It is FUD Central. I mean, matter of fact, when I used to go there a long time ago, I'd take big, like my AR-10s out there and stuff. And those guys would actually jerk when I would shoot it. And they would be like, you shouldn't shoot that. It's too loud and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I'm outside. And it does have a beast of a muzzle brake on it, but whatever. Yep. Regardless of price, y'all better stock up because something is going on. The Biden administration is opening up all the military armories to start making ammo again. I ask why. Yeah, I saw that too. And I'm wondering the same thing. So I don't know if they're, making a whole bunch of ammo for, I don't know if we're going to get in the ammo business for supplying other countries and just, whatever with us, or if, I don't know. It something seems weird to me. I kind of said that in my ammo video, when I grabbed all that 22, and I think 22, just a personal opinion, y'all can leave your opinions, but I think 22 ammo is going to be, because they're going to take priority to make center fire ammo, not rimfire. So that's what's going to happen. So I think we're going to see 22 in the shitter again, or it's going to be sky high. And you'll see all those guys and, gun broker and all that hawking that shit for $80 for a 50 round box or something stupid. I think that's coming again. Hello, Denton. How are you, man? Hello, Havoc. How are you? Just saw that Wilson Combat is doing grip modules for the P365 and 60. Yep, I've seen that too. Have you been to SK Arms? It's a good little gun store. Yeah, the SK Arms in Flower Mound, I think, closed down because I went there one day and hell, that place was freaking empty. So I don't, if that's, because they have two stores. They have another one in Abilene, I believe. And I've been to that one too. But yeah, I think they closed up SK Arms. So I think they closed up. Yeah, the owner was pretty cool and stuff. Yeah, Midland, that's where it is, Midland. Yep, I've been to that one before. I like the Midland store was a lot bigger than their Flower Mound store. So yeah, guy lost his brand new John Deere ammo, the bull, and then this evening I took a late lunch because I hadn't eaten anything all day, and I went to Jason's Deli here in Tyler, and I had the salad with half a sandwich, little side or whatever you call it, salad bar thing, and so I got my salad and everything, and I went and sat down, and I was facing the salad bar, it was right near me, and it was crazy. There were two women that got in a fight, and I see why, because I sat there and watched her do it. But there was a pregnant lady, had two kids at the table. She was getting her salad, and there was another lady beside her. And usually you get what you want, and you move, and then the other person get in there. Well, the lady was getting stuff, and the pregnant lady just started reaching over her plate at the salad bar. It was like literally reaching over and getting whatever she wanted. And the lady kind of stood back and looked at her, was like, what the hell's going on? And moved. So the lady did that. So the lady went on the other side. Then the pregnant lady came around there and just started doing the same stuff, just reaching over. And the lady was like, can you not reach over my food? And I mean, boom, they were at it. So I was just like, oh crap, we're going to see a fight here in the damn Jason's Deli. Let's see here. Does anyone know of an ammo manufacturer that specializes in the 300 blackout round besides Ballistic Advantage? $2 a round is absolutely stupid. I'm seeing that ammo. What is it? It's called ammo. Oh, it's in a black box, and it's it just says AMMO, and then it says something. I can't remember the damn name of it, but I don't know if it's remanufactured or what. But they're making it, and I'm starting to see it like at a lot of academies, um, Cabela's, stuff like that. And it's not a super great price, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper than $2 a round. That's why I loaded up on 300 blackout way back when, because I mean, any of those things or those type of rounds are going to get ammo incorporated. That's it, Dennis. Ammo incorporated. And I don't have any experience with ammo incorporated. I've never ran it, so I don't know. I don't know how it runs or anything like that. But I'm starting to see that everywhere. That brand. Set the ammo on Palmetto State Armory. I think a lot of people sell it. Um, oh, okay. Ammo Incorporated is not Reman. Okay. Yeah, I saw 200 rounds, 200 rounds at Academy, and it was in a black little box. 200 rounds of 150 grain, which I hate, in 300 blackout, and it was $229 for 200 rounds. So, you know, I actually had an old Seymour. It was an old one, you know, that real long one that you put on a rifle. And I had it for a long time. Matter of fact, I bought it used from a buddy of mine, and it worked great. And then it took a shit, but it was way out of warranty. I had talked to them, and they were like, "Well, we could try to fix it, but we don't know how much it's going to cost." And blah 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 blah. That was, you know, way back when, before everybody was. I mean, it was red dot on a rifle. I haven't shot any of their pistol dots. I know a lot of people like them. I just personally don't have any experience with them. Yeah, that's right. You're exactly right, Lynn. Yep, they sent that whole freaking pallet load to Ukraine, so you are correct. And I was able to grab some mags for the TX22 online. I started looking around, you know, because I wanted to get extra mags for that little 22. And I was seeing everybody was out of stock. Everybody was out of stock. Taurus had them in stock, but all the retailers didn't have any. And anyway, when I was in Longview, there's two gun stores there. I went into one, was just kind of looking around at lunchtime, and hell, they had two of them right there. And it was actually cheaper than what Taurus advertises them online, and then I'd have to pay shipping. So I grabbed those two. And then down the street, there's another gun store. I went in there, and they had three of them. So I picked up 5 mags for the TX22, the 16 rounds. Now they still had 3 other magazines at the first place with the 10 rounders, but I don't want those. And I'm sure you could probably go in and chip them away, but I didn't know if they had something weird with the follower, because I tried to look in the package and I couldn't see it very well, so I didn't mess with it. Hey, what's up, Dirt Track? I believe Richard Childress from NASCAR is part owner of Ammo Incorporated. Oh, I didn't know that. Hell, I know Richard. Maybe I can ask him to send me a bunch of ammo. Where the heck are you going to put Seymour? I have one on my 22. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of, they make all different kinds of Seymours for pistols and all kinds of stuff. I just had that long one. What is it about the TX22 that you like so much? Well, I mean, any gun that I own, I usually have about 10 mags plus for them. I don't care if it's a pistol, and then rifles, I usually have more than that. I'm just, because the first thing that usually is going to fail on a rifle or a pistol is the mag, because you're going to drop them, you're going to get them dirty, you're going to, you know, the feed lips can go bad. So I just load up on mags, and like I've said, I have a feeling something's coming with that shit too. So if you need mags, I'd recommend trying to grab some. So anyway, I have now 8 mags for that TX22, but I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's, you know, and I've got other 22s, but what I'm liking about it is, of course, it's optic ready already. Now it's on the barrel. It's not on the slide. It's not a slide ride, but it's just a fun little gun. I mean, I shot 22s growing up. I mean, I still like to shoot 22s, and it just kind of, reminds me of my childhood. Shoot it fast, just having fun. You know, that's the thing. Sometimes, and I mean, maybe other reviewers go through this sometimes too, but you go and you shoot, and a lot of times, and I mean, I've said this many, many times, I'll go and shoot for practice. I don't even turn on the camera. I just don't even set anything up. I just shoot, I have fun, and then, pack up my shit and go home. Um, so there's a lot of times, I'll shoot and y'all don't even see it because I just, I want to practice on shooting. So that's what I do. Hang on one second. Ooh, what's that? So I just don't film anything. So also, I took my wife. That's her in the community picture. I think Bald said he thought it was my daughter, but yes, I have a hot wife. Anyway, took her to shoot 22. She had a blast, a lot of fun. Matter of fact, she's like, I don't know if you're going to get this gun back because she likes it so much. It runs good. I mean, it's fast. I like the tandem cross parts that I put on it. I mean, I just like the gun. I will say this about it though, and I'll be the first to call out. I'll give you all a sneak peek of it because there's some things I was going to mention. The frame, or to put it this way, the slide and everything. And I joked around about it with Uncle Dan, but I said, is this slide made out of old soda cans or something? It just seems like a pot metal. Seems really cheap, inexpensive, which it probably is, but it's not a high grade quality slide, but not that it really needs to be. It's aluminum, but it's just a fun gun, just having fun shooting it. So looking for extra mags for the P322. That gun is freaking awesome. Shot it yesterday and used the Q erector, and it ran like a champ. Yeah, I've got one on order. I'll just go ahead and let that out of the bag too. So I've got my name on one whenever it comes into the gun store. I told them last time when I bought the Taurus, I said, go ahead and put my name on a 322. And he forgot to do it, and they got one in. And I put my hands on it, tested it. It's a lot thinner than the Taurus because it has the palm swell, but it's got the full grip. I could get all my fingers on it. So I was like, yeah, I'll grab one of those too. What the hell? Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, Dennis. The deal, yeah, the ammo centers. Oh, also, it looks like Chris from the 740 is going to have his chat at 8 o'clock. So y'all all tune into that. Ruthless, are you ever going to get an Atlas Gunworks 2011 or a Nighthawk TRS comp? Out of those two, I would probably, and matter of fact, I was just talking about that today with Harry. If I were to get another 2011, because I have three of them now, if I was to get another one, it probably would be the Nighthawk TRS comp. Probably would be. Nothing against Atlas. It's just I don't need another one like that. So that could be my gentleman's gun, so to say. Big J, as much as you travel, have you ever had to use your pistol in a defense situation? I've never had to fire it. I'll just say that, but yes, twice. I brought it up. Other times, I don't really like, talk about it, but yes, two times, but never had to fire it. I won't say where it was or the states, but one was at a gas pump really late. I had to fill up because I had to head out super early that morning. And just say some shady shit was right there at the gas pump. And then another time, I was coming out of a restaurant and my truck was there, and there were three guys around my truck doing something that they shouldn't have been. So let's just leave it at that. Have buddies or praise them as the best in shot competition or carry for duty EDC or ETC, etc. Also, Infinity is on that list as well with Nighthawk and Atlas. I hear Infinity is king. Infinities are nice. I've shot Balls Infinity. The one I really, really like, I shot X-Rings Akai, and it was the tungsten wrapped barrel. That thing was freaking awesome. And just me personally, because of the grip, I actually preferred the Akai over the Infinity. Just my opinion. Not saying Infinities are bad. It's just, where the safety and everything, it just tore my finger apart. What's the most you'll pay for 5.56 223? Are you talking? I'm sure you're probably talking about ammo. I don't need any, but I mean, people are going to have to pay what they're going to have to pay if that's what they need. I think it sucks that some of these prices are stupid, but I've seen people pay a freaking dollar a round for it, which is a joke. You know, shit, 50 cents a round, I guess, if I had to just throw a number on it, but I still think it's crazy. Oh, shit. We all know he's selling his staccatos for Taurus G3s with the 17 round mags. Yeah, I was just telling him, Harry, we were talking today about the, Atlas, and it was brought up. I don't know if you heard it, but somebody just asked me if I was going to buy an Atlas or a Wilson Combat Comp. Hey, what's up, Channel Cat Chaser? How are you doing, man? But yeah, I looked around. I saw, I mean, man, the gun shop out here in Tyler was packed. I mean, not with people, with guns. They had tons of them, and they were having an in-store. So if anybody lives in Tyler, they were having, and if you live here, you know which store I'm talking about. It's a huge store. What is it? Sportsman's or something. I don't know what the hell it's called. Um, I'll tell you if you really want to know. Where the hell is it? Well, actually, I blocked them out. It's Sportsman something, but yeah, they were having a bunch of gun sales. I mean, they had knocked like $200 off of a bunch of some big rifles and stuff. Oh, and I did see. I don't know how well you can see it, but I did see the new. This is a 6-hour P226 Zev edition. I didn't even know they made that. It's got a kind of a little comp on it, threaded barrel. It's got an optic. It's got a Zev slide, but looks kind of cool. But like I said, I didn't even know they made that gun. And there is another 2011 that is going to be. It's a company that's very, very well known, and another company is going to start making 2011s for them. Yeah, on Nighthawk you can pick every single thing you want, so that's all. That's a really good thing. Hello, Miss Hotshot. How are you? Maybe it is Sportsman's Warehouse. I don't think it's Sportsman's Warehouse. Oh, I left the receipt in the truck. God damn it, what's the name of that place? Like I said, it's the biggest one in Tyler, and they also have one in Longview too. Whoops. Yeah, X-Ring's a really good guy. Really good guy. Not a good idea to take your SIG P322 to the range along with your FN45 tactical. Yeah, that's definitely going to be different. I have a buddy who owns them all: Nighthawk, Staccato XC, Atlas, Infinity, and we've shot budget 2011s like Bull Armory and Wilson Combat. They don't even compare. The Bull Armory, their open guns are really nice. I've played with Humbles quite a bit, and it is a nice pistol. Yep, I have been there many times, Mr. Lindholt. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, they have some really good gun sales guys that are in there, and I've just gone in there and looked around, but they've got some FUDs that work there too. But, you know, it used to be reasonably priced. Now it's getting kind of crazy, or it was the last time I was in there. They were trying to sell like used shit for, I mean, crazy, even before all of this stuff. Superior Outfitters, that might be it. Hell, I guess I could Google it so I could tell you all the correct name. Just in case anybody's curious. Superior Outfitters. That's the name of it. Superior Outfitters. It took all of 2 seconds. Yes, Superior Outfitters. Any thoughts on the state of the company with Triarch? I did hear the news. I don't really have any input on it. I hate to speak out of turn with some people if I don't know all the facts. So I don't really like to get into the middle of the, drama shit. But yeah, it doesn't sound too good, but I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see how it works out and, see how it goes. Got a car question, if you don't mind. Is that big of a deal to change a timing belt when recommended? Hate to spend $1,000 for maintenance. Depending, I think I talked about this with somebody before. Depends on if it's an interference fit engine or not. Like a Honda, some of those Toyotas, some have it. If it breaks, it's not going to bend the valves. So that's the big question. And also, I have seen where some people say, "Oh, you got to change your timing belt," but it's actually a timing chain. You don't change a chain. So I would check on that. If you really want to get crazy, you can actually take the cover, the timing belt cover, and you can pull it back, and you can actually, tilt it back with a big pry bar screwdriver, and you can actually, you can only see if there's maybe some slight dry rot cracks, things like that, and you're just predicting on a belt. But if it's got a good manufacturer belt on them, the belts are even better than they used to be. You can usually push it a little farther. But, if you want to keep it perfect and not have anything break, it's a good idea to do that. Hello, Brian. How are you doing? Good to see you, sir. Yeah, and again, it just depends on, what type of engine you have. Some, if it breaks, you're done and all your valves are crashed. So, hello, LW Road. How are you, brother? LW Road is up there in Alaska. He's got a good YouTube channel. And I mean, way back in the day, I saw timing belts I saw some of them, you know, they're recommended for 100,000 miles. I saw some of them take a shit in 60,000 miles. Then I saw some that had 150,000 miles. That was kind of rare for the 60,000 mile version. But then I saw some for, you know, had 150, 160,000 miles on them, still had the original timing belt. You can tell if it's the original one because they usually mark them from the factory. Some of them will. And they're not that difficult. They're not, I mean, I know dealerships charge a lot for it, but they're really not that difficult to change. You just want to make sure everything's at top dead center, all that good stuff. So, and if you do it right, you can mark all your, I mean, hell, you could even do it yourself if you could jack the side of the engine up. Um, you've got your sprockets, you can actually mark them and then put all your timing lines back up. And, you know, when you slip the belt on, you should be good to go, but you don't want to get it off a tooth or so. That's not a good thing. How often you change your oil in your RAM? My old 1500, I went by whatever a dashboard computer says, sometimes 8,000 miles. New 3500, I've been doing every 5,000, but computer still says 50%. I mean, you know, you can go 5,000 miles. I mean, I do a lot of highway driving. I really don't do a lot of stop and go traffic. That's even worse on your engine. So I usually do it every 5,000 miles. You know, on the old conventional oil, used to do it every 3,000. So, but with the synthetic blends, you can go 5, 6. You're not really going to harm it. And those computers are actually fairly accurate. So, Miss Hotshot is dry firing. How is that C2? Any problems? Nope, it's fine. All good. We got about 15 minutes. Yeah, on synthetic, they say 10,000 miles. However, here's the deal. It's not necessarily the oil that gets dirty. It's the oil filter that gets dirty. And another thing, you will, if you change your own oil or if you go have it changed or whatever, I would stay away from the quickie lube places unless you bring your own factory filter. The factory filters do have the poppet valves in them. So when you shut the engine off, the poppet valve closes in the factory filter and it keeps oil at the top of the engine. The aftermarkets don't have the poppet valves and everything leaks back to the pan. So I'm a big proponent of OE, original equipment manufactured oil filters. Some aftermarkets have them. Fram has a fake one. It doesn't work correctly. But, you know, with fuel filters, if it's a diesel, and oil filters, I would recommend staying with factory. So there you go. Big J, what hair products do you prefer? I use Suavecito pomade. So that's just what I've always used. Or not always, but I've been using it for about the past, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. They just come in these tubs and I order them like 3 or 6 at a time just so I have them. But Suavecito, and I use the firm hold, not the regular. Big J, your car knowledge is extremely valuable. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, hell, I'm sure whatever your trade is or whatever you've done, you're very knowledgeable in your field or old field. Yeah, Jay, how V10, F350 every 3,000 miles. It should go longer, but old habits plus some 12-inch lift with 37. Yes, if you're creating any extensive heat or adding anything to it, that's the same with your transmission and your differential fluid transfer case, things like that. If you're adding extra stress on it, you should change it more often. Actually, they go on runtime. Hey, Donnie, how are you? They actually go on runtime. it's just mileage. I mean, it's not necessarily mileage you drive. It's actually hours on the engine, because you could actually be sitting there for, if you just parked in a parking lot, it's going to count hours. You might not be able to see it, but when the computer's plugged up to it, they can see hours on the engine, not just with the diesel. You can check it with a gas engine also. Because like if you've got an insurance adjuster and he leaves his truck running and it's really hot outside and he's up on a roof or doing something like that, hours on the engine actually do time also. And they, what they were supposed to do is measure viscosity that the pump is pulling. That's what the computers are supposed to meter. Some aren't that accurate, some are, but it can help check viscosity, not every single time. But as your pump is pulling the oil, it's seeing if it's having to pump harder on dirty oil, or, that it's kind of like an algorithm. That's kind of what it is. If you don't own a DS9, that would be a Masterpiece Arms. Shoot one sooner and order one soon. Yeah, matter of fact, I don't know if y'all saw, if you follow the Humble Marksman, he actually has one that he's going to be testing. So he was pretty excited to get it. He got the Ferrari, or he's calling it the Ferrari edition. It's kind of got some red and stuff on the grip. It looks pretty cool. I was like, damn, they should have done an orange one for me. Hair is on point. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it. It's freaking long as hell. I'm going to get a haircut on Friday. I don't know how much I'm going to cut off, but how do you get an OEM filter for a car? Never heard that advice before. Just go to, like, if it's a Honda or a Toyota, go to their parts department and say, I need the oil filter for my car. You can give them the VIN number. They'll get you the exact oil filter, and you could buy 6, 12 freaking case of them, whatever you want. And that way you've got it. Or go to that dealership, and if it's a Honda, Toyota, whatever it is, they're going to use the factory oil filter when they change the oil. But if you go to the Quick Lubes, they do not have factory oil filters. So if you're going to do that, carry your own oil filter with you, because those Quickie Lube oil filters are freaking trash. Do you have your next Bronco in your sights? I'm not gonna. I mean, if I was to ever get a Bronco, I would definitely want the. They've got some additions coming out. They got the Baja that's coming. They also have the Raptor Bronco that's coming. I would want something with some horsepower. Not that the other one's really, really bad, but it's definitely underpowered. So that's my opinion. I don't think it's a bad vehicle. There's some creaks, some rattles, a little bit of water leaks, things like that. But it is what it is. Your value as a YouTuber is in the auto world. You know everything about guns, but you really know vehicles and have helped me a ton. Second channel. I've had a lot of people ask me that. Harry's asked me that. He's like, man, you ought to do it. But if you really look at it, I mean, I know there's a ton of gun channels, and I know there is a ton of automotive channels. But here's the thing. If I was going to do an automotive channel, I would want to show working on an on a car or truck, or I would want to show it. And I've done, I've like pulled the grill off my truck. I've changed headlights. I've done all kinds of shit. And I've taken pictures and said, step by step how to do it. And a lot of people liked it, but I just don't have a lot of time to do it. That's the thing. I mean, hell, I could pull into a dealership right now and just run to the back. And I mean, hell, I could even carry tools with me. I have fixed my shit. Not that I have a lot of shit break, but I have fixed stuff on the road, and I've had my tools. I carry a tool bag with some good tools in it. And I've changed people's batteries on the side of the road. I mean, I've changed battery cables where the cable was rotted off. I've changed that shit for people on the side of the road, just helping them out. Yeah, they do have a version of them. Radoma. It's similar to those, but yeah, they do the custom pistols, or 2011s also. They bought a company, I can't remember the name of it. If I wasn't thinking about it right now, I could tell you, but they actually bought a company and revamped it. So, what do you think about the CSX Smith & Wesson 9mm? It's not for me. If you want a true 1911, I would get a true 1911. That trigger, I mean, I've played with it, and this is just my opinion. If you've got one, that's cool, and I'm not hating on you. The trigger on it's trash. It definitely has a false reset. You have to go all the way out, which is bullshit on a 1911 or a 2011. The reset is just hot garbage, and it's also way too small for what it should have been. It reminds me of like the little SIG. What are they? The 238s, the little bitty tiny things. It doesn't fit in my hand, but I mean, if you like it and that's what you want, then hey, get it. I just think it was a piss poor execution personally on Smith & Wesson's part. That's just my honest opinion, and I don't hold any punches. I tell you what I think. So if I'm asked. For the Bronco, go to the vintage. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely like. I have a customer who has he's got three. Well, it's really funny. He actually owns the O.J. Simpson Bronco, the real one. He owns that, and he's got some old Broncos that have been completely restored, and that's the one I would like to have. I mean, what I would really like to find is like an old K5 Blazer or an International Scout, but they're going for crazy money, and I would, just totally trick that thing out. I would really like to have one, but of course, it would not be stock, just like the guns. What do you think on the FN509T? I just got one with a PMM comp, Surefire X300, Trijicon, RMR06, Type 2, Magwell, etc. Haven't ran it yet. I think they're great guns. I took a 509 and made it into a 509T, and I've got the comp on mine. I've got a comp. I've got the threaded barrel, of course, the Apex barrel. I've got the Apex trigger. I've got a Holosun on it. Backup, blacked out Trijicon or FN sights. It's a great gun. It's just with me, it's kind of like when you have the polymer guns, which I have a lot of them. Glock, CZ, FN. They just I don't get excited about them anymore. Matter of fact, Harry and I were talking about that today. And I'm not knocking any guns. Please don't take it that way. I still enjoy them. I own them. They're just kind of like polymer wonders. If you've got and I made the statement to him today, I could take my CZ P10F or my CZ P10C with the stock trigger, and I can outshoot my tricked out Glock. I can outshoot my tricked out FN509, or not outshoot, but I mean, they're all going to be comparable in my own hands. You can't just buy a gun and think it's going to be much better. But when you get into 1911s, 2011s with really great triggers, single action, that's where you can really see a difference. And I'm not trying to push 1911s or 2011s on anybody. You're going to have your preferences, but the triggers and things do make a difference. So yes, am I a trigger snob? Hell yeah, I am. I'll admit it. Even on my striker fire guns, I like a nice trigger. My double action, single action guns, I like a nice trigger. That's why most of mine have been done. Now, can I take a stock trigger and shoot it? Yes, but I've been there, done that, got a hat and t-shirt. I've been shooting for 40 plus years. I mean, I'm an old fart. So it's kind of like if you shoot one polymer wonder and shoot another one, they kind of start all feeling the same. So. Don't need to see you did cars, but the advice you can give is what's needed. I'm done with this subject, but love when you share your knowledge about vehicles. Cool. No, I mean, I appreciate it, Brian, and I'll try to help you any way I can, or if anybody needs some help. I mean, I don't know everything in the world, but I'll definitely try to help when I can. I mean, I really enjoy cars and trucks. I mean, I've restored them ground up. I've built cars, built engines, custom engines, race engines. Um, the only thing I never messed with, and I can install one, I just never really tore down trannies and rebuilt them. That was just not my gig. I had too many buddies that were really, really good tranny builders. So can I do it? Yeah. But do I like doing it? No. So I would have them build it and then I would actually put it in the vehicle. I've built rear ends, I've built transfer cases, I've done all that shit. I can do it. Brakes, all that crap. That's stuff. That's easy stuff. But uh, bu- 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 thoughts on the Hk Vp9? What y'all's thoughts? And Big J, I have not shot one yet. I mean, hell, I've had VP9s. I've had two, or no, I had one of them. I mean, it's a good gun. It's not a bad gun. The trigger, the thing I like about the VP9 is the trigger is more forward. So it's not like you pin it all the way to the back. It's kind of in the middle of the trigger versus the back, if that makes any sense. It has more reach, I guess, and that is what I like about it. And it's a pretty good trigger. It's not too bad. It's not PPQ-ish, but it's a pretty decent trigger, and it's a good gun. I think they're a little overpriced and a little bit overhyped for what they are. The ergonomics is great. You can put the side panels in it. I mean, they're great guns, but I think there's a little more hype to it. I mean, I actually prefer on HK. I prefer the what is it, the P30. I actually like the double action, single action better. It's just my opinion, but VP9. I mean, they are what they are. I haven't heard that. Scott saying, I know I've been hearing issues related to the M&P pistols, but they don't have any adequate out of battery safety. And that one recently blew up and they would not warranty it. When a gun's out of battery, it shouldn't fire. Um, I mean, hell, you can pull a 1911, 2011 out of battery and they shouldn't fire. But if one went off or did something weird, I mean, anything can happen. Also, I did see those Shield EZs in the Super Carry today, and they've already knocked the price down on them $50. So they were like $449 for the new Shield Super Carry. And I honestly, I think that round is just going to fly off the radar quicker than it started. What is your top three striker fired platforms, manufacturers, and models tricked out or stock? I really, y'all probably all know, I really enjoy the CZ, P10C, P10F. They're pretty much the same. I've got two P10Cs and one P10F. I really like those. And these are just personal. I always say everyone should own a Glock. I'm not a big Glock guy, but I think everyone should own one because of SHTF, or you're always going to be able to find parts for it. So I would probably say, that could be one of them. And then my third one would probably be FN. FNs are built like tanks. They have performance or precision barrels from the factory, polished feed ramps. The lugs are beefy as shit. I mean, if you ever look at the inside of an FN, they are built like a freaking tank. I mean, so those are probably I guess if I have to pick three, those are probably my top three. Hello, is your six covered? How are you doing, man? Hope all is well. I could give two shits if I can pick a gnat off of Cal's ass at 100 yards. Yeah, that's not what that. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that could shoot that far. I've shot that far. I'm not that consistent with it. I'll be very honest. And I don't really, you know, that's when you need a rifle personally, but, you know. I understand that I run long triggers in my 1911s, 2011s. Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the trigger reach. That's one reason I always change out the stock triggers on the staccato. It's not they're bad. It's just what I do. Yep. The trigger is most important feature of any gun. Bad trigger, bad gun. Watch any video, and the trigger is always mentioned. Yeah, I mean, that's why most people, and I'm not saying you have to, that's why a lot of people change the stock triggers out of a Glock. The one reason I don't like the factory triggers is because it's got that center blade, not really the blade, the trigger safety. They're kind of angled with a point, and they rub my finger raw. So. But yeah, I don't want to interfere with Chris's chat. I think he just kicked it off, so I will jump off here. But if you have any questions, please leave them after the chat. I'll be glad to answer them for you. I appreciate everyone tuning in. You know, hit that thumbs up button and leave some questions, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. We'll do this next Wednesday. I have a class that I'm going to be doing at the end of this month. More to come on that. It's kind of a deal. It's going to be interesting to hear it from my perspective, and I've never done this class before, so I think it's going to be cool. Y'all will probably really like it, but that's coming up. I think I've got it on the 26th, I think is the date. But anyway, there'll be more to come on that, and I'll give you some information as we go. But y'all tune in to Chris from the 740. He's having his Wednesday night chat. So I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a great night. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone. Y'all take care.